Identify the sewing tools and explain their importance. Impart the safety precautions to be followed while handling the sewing tools. First, let's identify the tools and their importance in sewing. Sewing tools are instruments used to create garments or textile items through the art of tailoring or sewing. Based on the purpose, the tools are classified into 5 categories, namely measuring tools, drafting tools, marking tools, cutting tools, and sewing tools. First, let's learn about the measuring and drafting tools. A measuring tape is a flexible fiberglass or fabric measuring tape used for taking body measurements, measuring patterns, and layouts. A measuring stand is used to measure long garments like an overcoat, ladies' nighties, gowns, etc. Metal tape is flexible and used for measuring form or figure. Now let's look at the drafting tools. L scale, which is made up of wood or iron. Its one arm is 12 inches in length and another is 24 inches in length. Each inch contains 8 marks. It is used for measuring and marking straight lines and right angles. A graduated square is also L square scale. The marks are used for drafting the patterns. A measuring stick is a flexible stick which has marks of inch and centimeters. It is used for checking the grains of the fabric and marking the hems. The dress marker's gauge has one side with scallop edges and the other side with straight edges. The scallop edges are used for measuring pleats, tucks, etc. and the straight edges are used for measuring the buttonholes. A seam gauge is a 6-inch ruler with a sliding rod marker. It is used to mark seam margin lengths, buttons, and buttonholes, as well as design details such as pleats and tucks. A transparent ruler is made of plastic and is used for measuring straight or bias lines. A T-square is a transparent tool that has marks of inches and centimeters. It is used for measuring the square of straight edges. A set square is made of crystal clear, shatterproof synthetic material, metal or wood. They are used in the design and pattern department. A card scale is made up of paper cardboard, which is commonly used for small drafting in the record notebooks. A tailor's art curve is made up of wood, plastics, and steel. It contains marks of ½ centimeter on the one side and of the 1/5 centimeter on the other side. It is used to draw curves in the drafting. A French curve is made up of transparent plastic. It is used to draw the shapes of neck, armhole depth, side, and bottom. A flexible curve is made up of flexible rubber, which can be bent into any shape of adjustments to curved pattern pieces. Hip curve or curve ruler is made up of wood or plastic. It is a slightly circled rod used for shaping and adjusting garment patterns around the hip and curve areas. A long ruler has marks of inch and centimeter. It is used for drawing straight lines. A compass is made of metal, which is used for drawing curves and arcs. It helps for making curve in an umbrella frock. Next, let's learn about the marking tools. Tailor's chalk is a hard chalk, which is used to make temporary markings on cloth. The marking pen may be self-erasing or can be removed either by wash or by ironing. It is used for marking on the top of the cloth. A tracing paper is used to trace a picture easily as it is viewable. A tracing wheel is used to transfer markings from the pattern onto the fabric with or without tracing paper. The two types of tracing wheels are the one with serrated edges and the one with a smooth edge. Straight pins are sharp, smooth, rust-proof pins that can be bent without breaking. Pin cushions are in a variety of styles. It sharpens and cleans pins and needles. Address form is used to give a three-dimensional view of the article of clothing. They come in different sizes and shapes. Notches are used for placing positioning marks on cutting patterns. It is available in various shapes based on the requirement. Pencils are used for marking and drawing on the tracing paper. Erasers are used as needed to alter the markings. Next, let's look at the cutting tools. A cutting table is used by the people who work in standing position, and a cutting board is used by the people who work in sitting position. Paper shears have long pointed blades. They are used for accurate cutting of thin paper. Hand scissors are designed to be easy to handle. They are used in all general-purpose cutting operations. Tailor's shears are large and stable. It is suitable for cutting garment components from a single layer. The pattern shears handles are strongly contoured and much longer than the short, strong blades. They are used for cutting out pattern templates from thick cardboard or plastic. Pinking shears are used for cutting edges with a zigzag profile for attractive trimming. It reduces the tendency of fraying. Buttonhole scissors are used for precisely cutting open buttonholes and creating clean, neat edges. The length of cut can be adjusted by a screw. Embroidery scissors are suited for catching and cutting fine short threads. Its handles are longer and have pointed blades. Snippers allow very rapid and easy snipping and trimming of waste thread or removal of tacking stitches and opening of seams. The stitch cutter has a hooked edge with a narrow head and is suitable for opening up machine-made buttonholes. All is made of bone, plastic or metal. It is used for rounding off button eyes or drawstring holes and for pulling out threads. Hole punches are used for making holes in cards or plastic pattern templates or cutting patterns. It is available in different diameters. Revolving hole punch is used to make holes close to the edge of the fabric. It has a magazine of punches of different diameters. Next, let's look at the sewing tools. The needle threader is used to help the thread pass through the eye of small needles. A thimble is a protective cover that slips over the index or middle finger and protects the fingertip from pinpricks. Sewing needles are of two types. They are hand sewing needle and machine sewing needle. A sewing needle is used for stitching fabric together, forming seams and creating various hand-sewn details in garments. A needle grabber is useful when hand sewing heavier fabric as protection for fingers. Embroidery and darning needles are used for intricate hand stitching and repairing damaged areas in garments. A darning mushroom is used for supporting and shaping fabric while darning. It is a mushroom-shaped tool made of wood. Loop turner is used for turning the fabric tube right side out after it has been sewn. Bodkin is used for threading elastic, ribbon, or drawstrings through casings and channels in fabric. Sewing machines are available in different styles and configurations for creating a variety of different stitches, and most are operated using a foot pedal. Let's now look at the safety precautions while handling the tools. The work area should be cleaned immediately if oil spilled on the floor. Else, you may skid and an accident will occur. Make sure the thread is threaded correctly on the needle before operating the machine. Keep your feet away from the pedal when threading the needle. Turn off the motor when the machine is not working. Avoid wearing loose clothing while operating the machine. Tie long hair properly. When using sharp tools, make sure that the sharp part is in the hand and the grip part is in the buyer's hand. Cover the sewing machine when not in use. Let's recap the key points discussed. Based on the purpose, the tools are classified into 5 categories, namely measuring tools, drafting tools, marking tools, cutting tools, and sewing tools. These tools collectively help tailors in the various stages of garment creation, from measuring, knowing about woven and non-woven, lace, fur, and knitted fabrics helps to understand their construction, uses, and care. The composition of a fabric refers to the types of fibers or materials used in its construction. Fabric composition significantly influences its characteristics, such as texture, durability, breathability, maintenance, and care. Woven fabric is created by interlacing 2 sets of yarns, typically perpendicular to each other, forming a structured textile with distinct grain patterns. Woven fabrics include cotton, denim, silk, wool, and linen. Here's a brief overview of the characteristics, usage, and handling tips for cotton. Cotton is a natural fiber derived from the cotton plant, known for its strength, breathability, and absorbency. It is used as casual summer clothing, bed linens, and towels. Color-fast cotton must be washed in hot water, while others in cold water. Iron the fabric while damp. Non-woven fabrics are produced by bonding or interlocking fibers without weaving or knitting, resulting in flexible materials with varied textures. They can be lightweight or dense, lacking a distinct grain. Non-woven fabrics are widely employed in disposable products, medical textiles, and craft applications. Non-woven fabrics include felt, spun-bond fabric, needle-punched fabric, and melt-blown fabric. Let's understand the felt fabric. Felt is made from natural fibers like wool or polyester, and it feels soft and dense with a steady thickness. Felt is widely used in crafts and DIY projects due to its versatility and ease of cutting and shaping. Thinner felts are used in clothing, especially for accessories like hats and scarves. Thick, dense felts are used in industries for things like padding machinery and providing insulation. Felt is often spot cleaned or dry cleaned to maintain its shape and integrity. Avoid excessive moisture, as it can lead to shrinking. Lace fabrics are known for their intricate open-work patterns, often featuring delicate designs such as flowers or geometric shapes. It is lightweight, ornamental, and commonly made with fine threads. Lace fabric is popularly used in formal wear, bridal gowns, lingerie, and as a decorative overlay. Lace fabric includes Chantilly lace, Gay pure lace, Alençon lace, and Venice lace. Let's understand the Chantilly lace fabric. Chantilly lace is known for its delicate and intricate floral patterns on a fine net background. It is usually made from silk, but can also use synthetic fibers. The texture is soft and lightweight, giving a luxurious feel. Chantilly lace is commonly used in creating formal and bridal wear, including wedding gowns, veils, and evening dresses. Use sharp scissors or a rotary cutter to avoid snagging delicate threads. Knitted fabrics are made by looping yarns together, creating a stretchy and flexible material. They are known for being comfortable, elastic, and having a soft feel. These fabrics are commonly used for making t-shirts, sweaters, activewear, and other garments that need flexibility. Knitted fabrics include jersey knit, rib knit, interlock knit, and French terry knit. Let's understand the jersey knit fabric. Jersey knit has a smooth side and a textured back, offering a natural stretch for comfort. Jersey knit is extensively used in everyday apparel, such as t-shirts, dresses, and casual wear. It is commonly used in the production of underwear and sleepwear due to its comfort. Fur fabrics imitate the appearance and texture of animal fur, offering a soft and plush material without using real animal hides. These materials offer a soft and plush texture, providing a cruelty-free alternative to genuine fur. Fur fabrics include fox fur, mink fur, fox fur, and alpaca fur. Let's understand the fox fur fabric. Fox fur is made from man-made materials like acrylic or polyester, creating a soft and plush texture that mimics real animal fur. It is commonly used in the fashion industry for coats, jackets, vests, and accessories, providing a stylish and cruelty-free alternative to real fur. It is also used in interior design for throws, pillows, and blankets, adding a luxurious touch to home furnishings. Before cutting the fabric, it is important to check the fabric. Cotton can be made to shrink before stitching. Pre-shrunk fabric do not need shrinking treatment. After shrinking, the fabric should be pressed well to remove wrinkles. The fabric may be soaked in water for a few hours before cutting. White fabrics like cotton should be soaked in hot water for a minimum of 4 hours. Spread press cloth on the top layer and press it with hot iron. Two different colored fabrics should not be soaked together. For felt, soaking is not recommended as it can affect the texture and shape of the felt. Secure the felt fabric with pins or weights. Cut it with sharp scissors, following the desired pattern. Pin the chantilly lace to a stable surface using flat head pins to prevent slipping during cutting. Precision is crucial when working with intricate lace patterns. Handle the chantilly lace delicately to prevent snagging or stretching to avoid unnecessary tugging. Once secured, try to minimize the movement of the lace to maintain accuracy during cutting. If pre-washing is needed, use a gentle detergent and cold water and follow care instructions. For accuracy, cut jersey knit in a single layer, especially if the pattern has intricate details. Use a low temperature setting on the iron to prevent damage to the fabric. For fox fur, use sharp fabric scissors or a razor blade for cleaner cuts. Mark the cutting line on the back of the fox fur using chalk or fabric markers. Cut from the back side of the fabric using long, smooth strokes. Cut through the fabric backing, avoiding the fur fibers. Shake or brush the fox fur gently to remove any loose fibers after cutting. Here are the tips for maintaining cotton, felt, chantilly, and jersey knit fabrics. Cotton is a durable fabric that can withstand high temperatures. Use steam to help smooth out wrinkles. Iron when the fabric is slightly damp for better results. When ironing is necessary, use a pressing cloth to protect the delicate lace from direct heat. Machine wash jersey knit in cold water to preserve its stretch and shape. Store in a cool, dry place, away from direct sunlight to maintain color vibrancy. Let's recap the key points discussed. For cotton, soaking is not typically needed. However, pre-washing can be done for shrinkage. Secure the fabric with pins and cut from the back to avoid damaging the delicate fur fibers. Check the care instructions for each material before cutting and follow specific pattern instructions for cutting fabric to achieve the accurate results. This brings us to the end of the session. Hope you have gained a good understanding of handling of fabrics and the way to check the fabric before cutting. Hello, welcome to the session on Market Survey and Swatch File Part 1. Let us look at the objectives of this session. At the end of this session, you will be able to explain how to carry on a market study of different fabrics and materials. Describe the 5 common problems faced by the garment industry. Explain fashion market research. Explain 5 success steps for market research surveys. The tools and materials required for preparing swatch file are record note, silk, cotton cloth, polyester blend cloth, polyester salwar, silk salwar, polyester blend sari, silk sari, cotton shirt material, satin ribbon, plain weave fabric, twill weave fabric, satin weave fabric, printed fabric, embroidery fabric, sari, bedsheet, uniform material. Now, let's look at how to carry out a market research on fabric. To carry out market research, visit a shop with different varieties of fabrics like cotton, polyester blend, silk, printed fabric, etc. Select a few samples from the shop in all varieties of fabrics used for dress materials, salwar, saris, shirt materials, pants or trousers, etc. While carrying out a market research, some of the information is to be gathered from the sellers. The name of the fabric, for example, cotton printed fabric, the use of it, that is, salwar material, the cost of it, and how widely it is accepted in the market. For example, Rs 40 per meter. Try to identify if it is dyed, printed, plain, or embroidered. For example, printed. The colors of the fabric. For example, printed fabric with red border flowers on orange background. Try to identify the weave of the fabric, whether it is simple and easily identifiable. Record all the findings made. Collect a small sample of at least 5 cm into 5 cm and paste it on a sheet of a record book. Write the details of the pasted sample on the other sheet of the book. Then visit shops to collect cut materials and upholstery stitching shops to collect cut furnishing materials. Collect as many samples as possible. Minimum 5 samples each in plain, twill, and satin weaves. 5 samples each in printed and embroidery fabrics, 2 samples each in shirt material, sari, bedsheet, dress material and uniform material. Let's look at the 5 common problems that all garment manufacturers face that hamper the garment production performance and delay deliveries. Raw material is essential to the garment industry. Garment manufacturers depend on a great number of suppliers for raw materials across the world due to various reasons such as incorrect knowledge of available stock, inaccurate knowledge of exact requirement during the production phase, natural disasters, and geopolitical instability. Manufacturers don't get raw materials on time. If they get, either the quality of the materials is worse or the number is insufficient. As a result, they face issues with material sourcing and shortages. Next, let's understand the 5 common problems faced by the garments industry. Get full control and visibility of the inventory to track the stock and the quantity of the order, and to understand when the stock needs to be refilled to run the business operations properly. Many garment manufacturers still follow the outdated inventory management method using plain Excel files. They make the list of the items with a pen and paper method, use manual processes, and track the inventory by entering the information in a spreadsheet. Due to this, they are unable to scale up their inventory management process. Using various digital methods will solve this problem. Next, let's look into the 5 reasons for the production delays in garment industry. Human errors, shortage of manpower, inefficiency in the supply chain, slow production, following outdated manufacturing processes, and lack of transparency. From preparation to finishing the products to meet quality approvals, there are various challenges that garment manufacturers face in order processing. Half-baked products lying in the warehouse to be sent to the next jobber, or improper follow-ups with jobbers for receiving goods delay things in general. Garment defect is another big issue for garment manufacturers. After finishing the product, a number of defects are found on garments like loose buttons, holes, stains, discoloration, inappropriate trimming, poor ironing, loose thread, etc. All these happen due to poor communication, improper cutting, trimming, improper handling of the parts of the garments. Fashion market research is made up of 2 sources of information, referred to as primary and secondary research. By using both primary and secondary sources of information, determine the several key factors about the target market and its various segments. These include annual spend on fashion, a comparison of shopping experience frequencies in-store versus online, wardrobe share of certain brands and/or apparel categories, where and how the target market discovers brand, shopping triggers, spending forecasts, marketing channels, product diversity, how in-demand products or brands are. Let's learn in detail about the primary research for the fashion industry. It refers to the unique data that is gathered from first-hand sources. While it is more labor-intensive to gather primary information, data that is particularly relevant to the particular business and customer base can be gathered. The most valuable sources of primary information for fashion market research are online survey tools about existing or prospective customers and phone, in-person, and mall intercept interviews. A focus group allows for moderated discussion among participants. This provides the opportunity for the group to share ideas and discuss a topic or trend, which is particularly useful when conducting fashion market research. A field research allows marketers to observe and understand how customers behave in a natural setting, provides valuable information about how customers browse and shop, both in-store through natural observation and online through session replay tools. User testing is often used to test out new design concepts. User testing gauges customer interest and reception. It is also used to test out in-store shopping experiences and changes made to fashion websites. Let's now learn in detail about the secondary research for the fashion industry. Secondary research is performed by sourcing data from existing published sources, as it has already been conducted. Then, organize the secondary data to prepare it for analysis. A strong analysis involves comparing the secondary resources against each other, along with their primary source counterparts. Good sources of secondary information for the fashion industry include market and industry research reports and white papers, fashion industry websites, SEO, keyword and trends research, government's statistics, competitors' websites and other digital properties such as apps, mobile sites, ads, etc. To conclude, here are the 5 success tips for market research surveys. Define the marketing challenge. Craft survey questions carefully. Distribute the research survey to the right audience. Review the new market research data. Make data-driven marketing decisions. Let's recap the key points discussed. Market research is done to understand the different types of fabrics, its characteristics, and end users by seeing, feeling, and collecting information from outside places. While conducting a market survey, record all the findings made and collect a small sample. 5 common problems faced by the garments industry are raw material issue, inventory management issue, production delays, order processing issue, and garments defects. This brings us to the end of the session. Hope you have gained a good understanding of market survey and swatch file part 1. See you in the next session.
नमस्कार, मैं भगवती जमनाल सीएससी संवाद में हमारे सभी दर्शकों का स्वागत करती हूँ। सीएससी संवाद में हम रूबरू होते हैं सीएससी द्वारा दी जाने वाली विभिन्न सेवाओं के बारे में। आज की सर्विस के बारे में हम बात करने जा रहे हैं, उसका जिस क्षेत्र से वो सर्विस है उसका नाम है पेंशन। और पेंशन के बारे में बताने के लिए आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं सीएससी के सीईओ डॉक्टर दिनेश त्यागी जी। सर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। सर, भारत सरकार ने बहुत सारी पेंशन स्कीम हाल फिलहाल में लॉन्च करी हैं, जिनमें अटल पेंशन योजना, पीएमएसवाईएम और पीएमकेवाईएम, बहुत सारी सेवाएं एकदम से पेंशन के बारे में लॉन्च किया है। तो पहला प्रश्न ये आता है कि भारत जैसे देश में पेंशन की क्या महत्ता है, स्पेशली अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में, जो भारत का एक बहुत बड़ा पोर्शन जो एम्प्लॉयड लोग हैं अभी भी अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में है।
देखिए, शायद पहली बार देश में सोशल सिक्योरिटी के लिए स्कीम्स लॉन्च की गई हैं और वो करीब करीब सभी को कवर करती हैं।